Alright guys, welcome back to the first update on Tropical Cyclone Darian, which formed in the South Indian Ocean. As you can see on the satellite imagery, it's not looking too bad at the minute. Very good rotation actually, it's just convective issues really at the minute. Once it starts blowing convection over that centre, we could be seeing a pretty strong storm here. The JTWC are expecting a peak of 60 knots, which is quite powerful, especially for recent forecasts, which the storm was expected to only be a minimal tropical storm. That's expected to be a 60 knot storm, so yeah. Could become pretty powerful, could even reach cyclone intensity for the first of the South Indian Ocean season, or the Australian season, since it got named, of course, in the Australian region. Currently, from the Bureau of Meteorology's latest bulletin, the storm had winds of 40 miles per hour, that is 35 knots, gusting with winds of 60 miles per hour, a pressure of 997 millibars. It is moving southeast at 5 miles per hour, as this latest update brought to you by Curtis Simplified. So take a look at the estimates here. ATCF 45 miles per hour, the JTWC 40 miles per hour, ADT also at 45 miles per hour, my analysis also at 45 miles per hour. I didn't add the Bureau of Meteorology, but the Bureau of Meteorology do have it at 40 miles per hour still currently. Take a look at the Bureau of Meteorology's forecast cone here. We can see a cyclone watch for the Cocos Islands there, and you can see it's expected to become a Category 2 tropical cyclone, which is, I think they're expecting the same peak as the JTWC, which is 60 knots, so very near hurricane intensity or cyclone intensity, very near Category 2, and they're expecting it to reach it, of course, but near Category 3 as well. Take a look at the JTWC forecast cone here. And we can see currently they have it at 35 knots and expecting it to reach that peak, like I said before, 60 knots. It's expected to weaken, but it's actually expected to potentially re-intensify again. So, yeah, the storm could really do whatever it wants at this stage. The track's still rather uncertain. As you can see, the cone is quite large, calling for a bit more of an uncertain track. But really, we've got the intensity forecast moderately nailed down. It is a medium chance that the intensity forecast is right. But yeah, we could be seeing the first cyclone. If it gets to 65 knots, that is a Category 3 on the Australian scale, I think, and it is the Category 1 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. But yeah, the only landmass near it currently is the Cocos Islands, and that's why the Bureau of Meteorology have issued a cyclone watch for the island, potentially mainly for heavy rainfall at this stage. It isn't going to go extremely near the island, maybe some gusty winds as well. Take a look at the visible shortwave IR imagery. We can see a very organised storm here. The storm is extremely organised. You just see more convection over that centre. The convection has really diminished, and it's only around minus 50 to 60 degrees. However, in some isolated spots, it does get up to around minus 70 to potentially minus 80, but that's only in very isolated spots. It's consistently around minus 50 to 60 degrees. It's not very impressive whatsoever. It was more impressive yesterday, I would say. But it wasn't as organised yesterday, but now it's a lot more organised, but the convection is just not very good. It really needs to blow up more convection if we want to see that 60 knot peak that JTWC is predicting. We need to see the storm blow up more convection pretty soon. Take a look at the true colour zoomed out imagery here, and we can see a very nice storm, pretty annular as well. There's a big banding feature though. It's pretty hard to see, but it is a pretty big banding feature. But other than that, the storm is looking pretty annular. Looks like there's some outflow flowing into the system potentially as well there. But yeah, sea surface temperatures around 27, 26 degrees dropping off too. So if the storm starts to head a bit further south, then the storm may actually start to weaken. If it heads a bit further south than what we're expecting, I wouldn't be surprised if the storm starts to weaken due to the sea surface temperatures. Also, dry air, there is a little bit of dry air in the system. That may be why the convection actually isn't blowing up at the minute. It may have been infiltrated. Actually, it looks like the storm has been infiltrated by dry air. But it won't stay like that for long. It likely will get itself together pretty soon. And yeah, make sure you subscribe for more updates on this system, on Darian, as well as other systems around the world of tropics. Anyway, thank you for watching this update on Tropical Cyclone Darian. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next update. Peace out.